special emergency broadcast of pre-market pulse game with yours truly, Dex the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from PulseWaveTrading.com, home of the famous six-pack. If you're thirsty, parched, famished, fill in the blank, you need to come over here and get this six-pack. Get one for a buddy as well, starting as low as 69 bucks. Well, I normally don't do this. I like to enjoy my weekends, enjoy my time with my wife and children. But unfortunately, my chillness was interrupted with chaos and pandemonium. I think there's no other way to put it. It was chaos and pandemonium. The headlines are all over the place. People are panicking. People are losing their minds. The Federal Reserve just admitted that there is nothing that they can do. They did a second in-between meeting rate cut. This time, taking rates all the way down to zero, just as I had predicted in prior broadcasts. We are now officially in unprecedented territory. This has not happened before. It has passed all records. All market records have been demolished at this point. We're talking about zero interest rates. We just had a rate cut, a huge one, an amazing one. And now, here we are doing it again. This is Fed week coming up. All right. So not only do they have a Fed meeting coming up on Wednesday, but they meet for a couple of days and then they announce on Wednesday, but they do this. This is a panic move. So not only did the Fed give you an emergency rate cut to 0%, but then they add a $700 billion QE5. QE5. And do you want to know what happened, folks? Can you guess what happened with the QE5? Do you want to guess what happened with the QE5? I'll tell you what happened with the QE5. For those of you who are unaware, you've heard me say time and time again that the markets open Sunday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As soon as this news broke, the U.S. stock index futures did the unthinkable. The market sensed the panic in the Fed chairman's voice, and then the markets panicked. We are now setting at lock limit down. The Dow is lock limit down minus 1,041 points, taking us back down to 21,798. The NASDAQ 100 is lock limit down minus 359 and 3/4 points, setting at 7,541 even. The S&P 500 is lock limit down minus 128.5 points, setting at 2,555.5. The Russell futures is lock limit down minus 60.6 points, setting at 1133.6. Bitcoin futures are now minus $100, setting at, make that $120, setting at 5,210. after bouncing off of a low of 5,175. Nat gas is off a nickel at a $1.81 a quarter. Crude oil got smashed down to $29.77. Right now it's off 70 cents at $31.02 a barrel. And of course, the long bond is now up 5 full points in 24.30, trading at the highs of the session over 182. Gold finally crawling back to its feet is up now $43.50, sitting at $1,560.40 an ounce. Silver up 30 cents at $14.80 an ounce. US dollar index down 76 pips, trading at 97.98. The euro yen is down another full point. Just amazing movement, people. Amazing movement. Down 150 pips. We're experiencing wildness. We're seeing panic. If you've gone to the grocery store lately, I'm sure everyone has pictures in their smartphone, even I do. There is no toilet paper anywhere in my city. There is no hand soap anywhere in my city. There's no hand sanitizer anywhere in my city. There are no cleaning fluids anywhere in my city, including bleach. There are no face masks anywhere in my city. Anywhere in my city. Food is flying off the shelves in my city. You're going to have a hard time finding the things that you want to eat. Supply chains becoming disrupted. Panic is setting in. Entire states are shut down in the United States. No school. Soon, I'm sure by the end of the week, it will be all 50 states. No school. Public schools are now shut down. The NBA has just canceled the rest of the season. All types of sports events canceled. Concerts, you name it, canceled. Anything with over 500 people is canceled. In addition to the panic, they said now anything over 50 people should be avoided. Yeah. New York City has what? 8-9 million people in it, whatever, some huge number, whatever the huge number is. And your New York City mayor, whatever, whoever Kuvo is, whatever his name is calling for the military to put boots on the ground because 2 people have died in his city with over 8 million people. 2 people have died. And so now you need martial law. You need to restrict people's movement. You're trying to tell me people can't leave the state to go to another state? You're restricting travel, not just leaving the country and flying to the country, but you want to restrict movement in country? We are no longer free to travel? Is that what you're saying? That's what you're urging the president to do? This is absolute buffoonery. We have clowns now on Capitol Hill. Notice how they conveniently went on vacation. When Friday came around, they was gone. It was already chilling. They're on vacation while Rome is burning. The people that you elected to office took a vacation knowing that this was coming. Some of them were probably urged to leave and go on vacation. How in the world can you do that? Now, I said all of that. I gave you all the what's going on. But I said all that to say this. The reason and purpose for this unprecedented Sunday broadcast is to let you know that now is not the time to panic. The time to prepare is before an emergency. You do not start building a boat when a flash flood is hurling towards your house. The time to build the boat is before the flood waters even develop. You don't wait until it's raining down on your head to say, you know what? I'm going to make me an umbrella. Doesn't work that way, folks. You got to be prepared. You got to be prepared. Now, it's times like these where if you are a member of PulseWave Trading, you're loving your life right now. Because it's times like these that separates the men from the boys. All the little boys on social media have run home to their mommies. I've heard video cast after video cast saying, I've been in cash for a year now. I'm out of the market. Some of them have even confessed, hey, I'm not a professional trader. You've been listening to them and following them all this time, even paying them money. And then they finally admit, hey, I ain't no professional trader. I ain't putting my money to risk in these markets. This is what separates the men from the boys. The real professionals, the real traders are in these markets trading and making money. What are you going to do when they do restock the shelves with toilet paper, hand sanitizer, and all that other stuff? But the only difference is instead of it being $2.99 a gallon, it's now $2.99 a gallon. That went over your head. Let me repeat that. The Clorox that you're used to buying is $2.99 a gallon. But now it's no longer $2.99 a gallon. It's now $2.99 a gallon. 299 gallons. $299 a gallon. What are you going to do? I can't afford that. Want to know why you can't afford that? Because you haven't subscribed to PulseWave Trading. You can't afford that because you didn't make any money in these markets when everyone else was panicking and running home to their mama. You were in these markets taking everybody's money. This is the biggest transfer of wealth ever. Should not this wealth be transferring to your hands? See, if you're a PulseWave member, you can say amen to that because we had a dope week. The markets were falling apart, but we weren't. We were laughing all the way to the bank. You kidding? Most people want to run and hide right now. You can't trade those markets. Those markets are bananas. Really? This is what I'm talking about, folks. It's times like this that proves and tests the hearts of men. Are you a man or a mouse? People pray for situations like this. You know, you always meet that person who says, man, if I ever have a chance to do this or that, man, I'll tell you what I would do. Or they always say what they would have done in someone else's situation. If that was me, I would have did this and that and this and that and this and that. Well, you know what? Today, now, it is you. Now is your time to do this and that and this and that and what you said you would do if that was you in this situation. Because now you are in this situation. All right? Do not panic. Do not lose your head over what is happening. Let me give you some context to what you are about to see this week. You're going to see all types of fear mongering. You're going to see YouTube videos telling you should bug out, get to your bunker, curl up in the fetal position, suck your thumb, and put on noise canceling headphones. That's what you're going to be hearing. You're going to hear that all week long. People crying and boo-hooing because they didn't prepare. You're going to see all the fake trading channels and live streams all over the place, from Facebook to Twitch to YouTube. And I'm telling you what's going to happen. You ain't going to hear a word out of them. They gone. They already packed up, closed up shop. They done ran away. All right? This is what separates the men from the boys. You ain't going to see too many folks on social media doing what we do over here. It ain't but a handful of us, period, out there anyway. And we pretty much know each other. So, and it ain't many of us, but there's a billion channels that claim to be a member of our group, and they're not. So I say all that to say, this is the best time for you to build wealth. One thing about commodities, and I was told this when I first got my securities license and was working. This is the first thing I was told. They say, you know what we're in the business in? I was like, no, what is our business? They said, our business is calamity. Our business is catastrophe. That is our business. Straight up. That's our business. And I was like, what does that really mean? Our business is calamity. Our business is catastrophe. Well, he says, you know, when things go bad, where there are hurricanes and blizzards and typhoons and tsunamis and volcanic eruptions and, you know, crises and, you know, financial collapse and market collapse and lungs collapsing, that's where we make our fortunes. And I said, what? How is that possible? And they began to run it down for me and explain it to me. This is the time, the opportunity that you have been given. This is the time you'll be able to tell your grandkids about, your great-grandkids about. I was there when this happened. This is what I did when this happened. Think about all the people that panicked back in 1929 and sold all of their positions in a panic. You hear plenty of those stories. But how many stories do you hear about the dude that did not go home and run home and crying? He was standing there waiting so that he could buy everything up and back up the truck. The people who made the fortune is not the ones who got out on top, but the ones who bought at the bottom. Those are the ones who were able to pass down estates to their children and their children's children and their children's children's children, and they don't have to work. All right? That is the real market champion. The one who bought Bitcoin at 10 cents is not crying because Bitcoin's at 5,200. He's still rich because he bought Bitcoin at 10 and 11 cents. Yeah, he could have been a lot richer if he got out at 20,000, but he's still rich. He bought something at 10 cents, bought a million of those things, million shares, and now it's at 5,000. Yeah, he's good. He's good right now. He's chilling. See what I'm saying? That's the real story. Not the person that shorted Bitcoin at 20,000. That person made a nice profit, but he's not as rich as the one who bought it at 10 cents. See what I'm saying? So I want to encourage all of you at the sound of my voice right now. All right? You need to understand the world is not ending. The markets are not going anywhere. All right? It's still here. It's not going anywhere. These markets will be here when we're dead and gone. They will still be here. The world is still going to be here. I don't care what happens. This is the time for you to be able to write your own story. I want to encourage everyone. You don't need to panic. There are some things that need to be done. And those things is keeping a level head. I don't care if the house is really on fire. If it is on fire, you still need to get out of the burning building, but you're not going to panic getting out the burning building. You're going to use your head and think about what it is you need to do. And then you're going to roll out. All right. You're going to grab your loved ones, make sure they are out of the burning building first. You husbands out there under the sound of my voice, the first thing you do in the burning building, you make sure your wife and children are out of the burning building. You make sure they get out. Even if you can't get out, you make sure they get out. If you have to pick them up and throw them out of the window, they're getting up out of that house. Better for them to have a broken arm or a broken leg than to lose their life. So you're going to make sure you get them up out of the house. Am I right, fellas? You don't panic. Because a panicked person is a person that's going to make mistakes. A person that panics is a person that's going to die or get someone else killed. You ever see those stories with the drowning man in the water, and the diver goes to rescue the drowning man in the water? And what's the first thing the drowning man in the water does? He's trying to drown the person that's trying to save him. Why? Because he's panicking, and the person that went to save him is not. The person that is there to save you is there to save you, not kill you, but you're trying to kill them. That's what you're seeing happening with all this panicking. People wouldn't have to panic if they would have prepped when times were good. You don't need to be bugging. Okay? That's the key that I'm giving you. Do not panic. I don't care if things are falling apart. I don't care if the world is coming to an end. How is your panicking going to make it any better? You see what I'm saying? You don't want to be those people looking stupid at the end of the day who missed out on opportunities because they didn't have the knowledge that you guys possess under the sound of my voice. See, you're in a perfect place because you've been with PulseWave trading, so you've learned how to make money in falling markets, not panic when you see a falling market. You've learned how to make money in a rising market, not start bugging and buying big old Jacob the Jewelry pieces and driving around in Bentleys and buying mansions. No. When you were making money, you had a level head and you learned how to save and invest your money and put stuff away for a rainy day. I don't care if the currency is devalued. I'd still rather have it than to have none of it. It doesn't matter what things cost. What matters is, do you have enough to make the purchases you need to make? I don't care if toilet paper goes on sale for $10 million a roll. If you need that roll, wouldn't it be nice to have $10 million that you can buy that roll? You see what I'm saying? Oh, well, the thing pound. If it's 10 million, no. You want to be the person that's not panicking because you can do what you need to do. You can still move the way you need to know how to move. All right. So That's why I'm doing this broadcast today. I want to remind you guys that guess what? You ain't got to panic. When you see these markets going berserk, what you want is to be on the right side of the market that is going berserk. That's what you want to do. Now, don't get me wrong. There is a time where you have to stand on your hands. There's a time where you cannot enter the market. There will be moments where you cannot enter the market. All right? That is a fact. If you don't already have a position on at work in the market, there will be times when you cannot now get in the market. You've missed an opportunity. You got to set this one out because the market is bugging and there's nothing you can do about it. All right? That does happen. Okay? That happens. It's called a fast market. Market's moving so fast, prices moving so fast, you can't do anything. All right? Those times will come and happen. All right? That's why we teach you a method so that you don't have to worry about that. All right? So I'm trying to be a voice of reason. Okay? That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be a voice of reason. All right? So please don't lose your head. This is a perfect opportunity for the well prepared. You want to be in a position to encourage others or to help out others that are in need. You don't want to be the one in need. Okay? All right. Someone just sent me something here. I don't know what this means. Coronavirus updates live. Over 3,000 cases in the U.S. Airport chaos due to new screenings. Wow. Wow. Okay. All right. That still doesn't change anything. It doesn't change. I don't care if it's the Walking Dead outside. I don't care if tomorrow morning we get up and zombies are walking around in your parking lot. What is panic going to do? Okay? What is that going to help? If there are zombies walking around outside, why are you screaming and making noise? If you see zombies outside, a clear head will say, shut up and be quiet so they don't hear you making noise and hear screaming. You see what I'm saying? The well prepared person, man or woman, is going to sit here and say, you know what? I got it. I know about this. I've read about this. I studied this. I know what to do. I'm ready. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to stay safe. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You don't got to panic, but you do got to be wise. You do need to wash your hands, cover your mouth when you sneeze and cough. You do not put your hand over your mouth to cover a cough or a sneeze. I don't know where people got that nasty habit from. That is not what you do. You put your mouth in the fold of your arm where your elbow is located. So you put the forearm covering and you put your bicep, you put your mouth there. That way it's not flowing and spewing all over the place. And that way your hands are not nasty now. Because if you use your hand, that hand's going to touch other things and infect other people. All right, I just told you now how to cover a sneeze or a cough correctly when you are in public. All right? See, education, information, that's what we need, not panic. I don't care how real the threat. You now notice how you have not heard me say not one time that this is not real. All right? I did not say it was fake or any of that. It might be a false flag. It may be man-made. I think it has all the earmarks of being a bioweapon. being released on the public, yeah, I still stick and stand by that. But it doesn't mean it ain't real. I tell you what else it's not. It's not the flu. All right. We know that it is a pneumonia, is what it is. All right. It's a respiratory pneumonia. It is not the flu. I don't know why people were being told that it's like the flu. It's like the flu. It's not the flu. All right. But that's what people are being told, misinformation. All right. They want to use this for all that it is worth. They want to scare people into certain actions. Again, follow the money, see who benefits. That's all I got to say. Follow the money, see who benefits. You heard me say that every time, all the time. All right. People who only want to take something from you and not give you something back in return, what do we call that? You're using someone. You're lining somebody up. You're trying to take from someone. All right. So what I'm trying to say to you is I'm giving you something. I'm telling you, do not panic. Be smart. Plan. All right. Move different. If you've been moving carelessly, move different. Move smart. All right. Plan how you do stuff. Think for those of you who haven't prepped or done any of that, this is all new to you. All right. Welcome aboard. All right. I'm glad you've taken the red pill. You cannot go back once you've taken the red pill. It's impossible. So what I'm saying to you now is this is where you are. Don't cry about, oh, I wish I would have known. I wish I could have did this. I could have did that. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Yesterday is gone. There's nothing you can do about it. Let's start from today. So you have no prep. All right. So you have no toilet paper. So you don't have an abundant food supply or income. You don't have nothing. All right. You're barely getting by. You're barely making it. Does that mean you're just doomed to die of the coronavirus? No, it does not. All right. Just because you are poor or on a fixed income doesn't mean that you still can't do little things to ensure your own safety and survival. There are many things you can do, even though you are of limited means. One of those things that you can do is to get with like minded people and form a group, whether that be at your church or if you have close family ties or close friends network. You get with like minded people and you pull resources and ideas together and you help one another. Instead of panicking, people should be helping one another. That is the biggest part that's missing. See, panic involves fear. Fear involves torment. When a person is panicking, it is actually a selfish act because you're only concerned with your own well being and not your neighbors. All right? Like the drowning man scenario. You will drown the lifeguard because you are panicking. And when you're panicking, you're not thinking, and you are now a danger and a liability to yourself and to others. But when you are now in the right mind, you can move differently. You can be a help to others, a blessing to others. And in turn, those others will be a blessing and a help to you. You see what I'm saying? Not everybody has money, but you have talents and abilities and know-how where you have something that another person lacks. Maybe you are good at encouraging people and motivating people. Maybe that's where you can help out. You got to get with like-minded people, and that's how you start making a difference. One person at a time, and it starts with you. All right? You have to be that difference and make that difference. Now, once you've done that, here's what you do if you don't have none of that, because some of you don't have that. You say, hey, I don't have no family, or I don't have many friends, or whatever your situation. You can't ignore these individuals because some of you're out there. Here's what you can do. Okay, well, you know what? You may still be on that fixed income. Well, here's what you do. You know that hard times are coming, right? You know that certain supplies may be not available to you. So instead of buying a lot of perishable stuff, you start buying non-perishable stuff. You start buying more canned foods, things that can keep for an extended period of time. All right. You start getting things that can be eaten and made without electricity or gas. All right. You start making sure you have plenty of things that you can just open and eat. They don't require refrigeration. They don't require, cooking. You start building up a supply of that. I don't care if it's bags of potato chips. A bag of potato chips will keep you alive longer than no food. Would you rather be the dude with no food or the dude that has a bag of chips? See what I'm saying? So this is where we are. Now, most importantly, if I've been talking to you for these past couple of minutes, you're that guy or that lady that doesn't have a lot of resources, you got a fixed income, blah, blah, blah. Here's what you can do to help your situation as well and profit and benefit from other people's foolishness. See, this is an opportunity for you. There's an old saying, a fool and his money are soon parted. They will soon part ways. One of the most powerful little books I ever read was called The Richest Man in Babylon. The richest man in Babylon started off being a working poor man, the working poor. All right. And by the end of that book, he was a very wealthy man because he realized that your income does not dictate your lifestyle or your fortune. Just because you are a person of limited means or work at one of those low-paying jobs like McDonald's or Walmart or Wendy's or something, doesn't mean you can't still better your situation. If you live below your means, you will have monies of which to work with to put to work for you. You will always be in a better position when you're able to put money to work for you. I don't care if it's $5. That's why we created the program we got now called the Six Pack, all right, or the Action Pack. For as low as $69, you can get down with the PulseWave trading. We will give you the information that you need so that you'll be able to navigate and operate in these markets no matter how wild they get, no matter how much markets crash, or no matter how much markets rally. We can show you how you can still benefit in that environment for $69 a month. See what I'm saying? There are opportunities that exist to help so that you don't have to panic. Oh no, what am I going to do? I don't have a lot of money. What am I going to do? All right. That's why I came on here today. Okay. That's why I'm here. So that you don't panic. Because you're going to see a lot of panic this week. And trading may be one of the few ways that people will be able to make any kind of money the next few weeks. Why am I saying that? Because they're talking now about telling people don't even come to work. What happens if you can't go to work? You can't get paid, man. You can't get paid. You don't work, you don't get paid. Well, what? How can you work? So not everybody has a job they can do from home. Some people have office jobs. They say, oh, you can work from home. Just log in to your workstation and you can work from home. But what if you don't have that kind of job? It's impossible for you to work from home. Well, guess what? That's where trading comes in to place. Okay, you can trade, and we can show you how to do that. Am I guaranteeing that you are gonna become rich and make a ridiculous amount of money? No, no one can promise you that. But what I can say is that you'll be giving yourself an opportunity to better yourself and to perhaps make enough money to buy a little bit more than what you would have if you didn't do it. Or at least try to do something for yourself. That's what I'm saying. I'd rather be able to buy 10 bags of chips than to not be able to afford to only buy but one bag of chips, or buy 10 cans of pork and beans, but I can't even afford 1 can of pork and beans because they just went up. See what I'm saying? So I'd rather have a way out than to have no way at all. All right. So I just want to encourage everybody here. All right. I can't make you do nothing. I can't make you listen to me. I can only share the information with you and encourage you so that you don't panic, because I'm telling you, this week is shaping up to be absolutely bananas. I don't know what kind of panic is going to happen tomorrow morning. I know that right now, the markets are already saying and predicting that it's going to be a crazy, crazy week. Or if I can quote one of the scenes from one of my other favorite movies, hold on, it's going to be a bumpy ride. I know y'all remember that from Harry Potter, right? When he was on that bus. They said, yeah, we always pick up, the stranded little witch or wizard. So that's what I'm saying to you right now. It's going to be a bumpy ride this week. You're gonna see and hear all types of stuff. And a lot of it, I believe, is going to be overdrawn and overblown. I believe that they're really milking this for all that it's worth. I'm not saying it's not a real crisis, because it is. People are dying. People are getting sick. Okay. But it's not as bad as what they are saying that it is. They want to shut down cities, restrict your movement. They want to use this opportunity to do crazy things. Now, let me tell you what the real panic should be. And these are facts. I told you before that I believe that this is being done to remove Trump from office. This is a scorched earth tactic to remove him from office. And at this rate, if this keeps going on, that's exactly what's going to happen. He's not going to win re-election. And if you get Bernie Sanders or any one of those socialist people in office, or those super liberal people, and I'm telling you, they're going to burn the country down. Then that will be time to actually panic at that point. Because then you'll be like, I can't believe what I am seeing and hearing. This is absolutely obnoxious. But that is what I believe is the true fear that people should be really concerned about. If you're going to be concerned about something, that's what you should be concerned about, not the coronavirus. Okay? So I got to tell you about that. I got to let you know what time it is. It is time for us to really wake the heck up and stop re-electing these incumbents who have been just decimating the country. Some of these career politicians have been in office 20 and 30 years, and their districts are in absolute shambles. And when they do leave office, they're going to leave way richer than they were when they first came into office. How is that even possible? When being a senator pays you just a little bit more than Hardee's, working at Hardee's. How is it that they're richer when they leave office? That should tell you guys something, okay? So this is being used to bring in socialism and to put America on its last leg down. The country is going down, folks, and it's not because of the coronavirus. It's not because people are panicking in the grocery stores. It's going down for a multiplicity of reasons. We are really in a moral crisis, not a banking crisis. That's not to say that we're not in a banking crisis, but the real crisis is the moral crisis that we're in, not the banking crisis. All right? I'm just saying. Please open your eyes. It's gonna be bad. I gotta be honest with you. It's going to be bad because of what they are doing and what they are planning. It's not right. It's not right. I had this conversation earlier today, and there was something that, I noticed. It's a pattern, and I can only speak for the United States because that's where we are. We're in the United States. All right. I can't speak for any other country because I am not a citizen there. I'm a citizen here. So I have to tell you what I have noticed in this country, the USA. Here is the pattern. The pattern goes a little something like this. When there is something that the people should be extremely concerned over, something that if was really known, people would have already panicked and be in the streets. Something like that, they keep from you. And they'll say, nope, that's fake news. That's not true. That's not real. That doesn't exist. Tinfoil hat, conspiracy theory. You're dumb. You're ignorant if you believe it. You're stupid. Blah, blah, blah. Right? However, something that is contrived, man-made, right? A real conspiracy in the works. That's the thing that they put out in the open because they want you to panic over it. Have you guys noticed that too? Something that's really important that you really need to know, they would never tell you. They will keep you in the dark. But something that is not really serious and is man-made, like a false flag or something, that's the one they're going to panic over and just put it all up in the news and alarm you. That's how they do it. That's how they do it. Do you not think that they knew that 9/11 was going to happen? Evidence suggested that they did know. And what did they do? Nothing. When the buildings were on fire, those who had planned the whole event, instead of having the people on the speaker at least get the people out of the buildings, nope, they said, nope, nothing to see here. Go back to work. It's just a fire. We've had plenty. Not a problem. Fire department's on top of it. Don't worry about it. They knew exactly what they were doing. And they let thousands of people perish that day. Same thing with what happened, back when Pearl Harbor got bombed. They knew that that was going to happen also. And instead of doing something so at least the men could get out of those boats and get, to safety, they let them be there setting ducks and get wasted. Things that you need to know, they don't tell you. Even the movie, one of my favorite movies, Deep Impact. Did they tell the people about Ellie? Nope. They waited until Ellie was about to slam right into the earth. And then they say, okay, you got about 5 minutes before this asteroid takes you out. But we just wanted you to know. We thought you probably would like to know. Okay, we out of here. Peace. That's how they do you. Something that they are doing, that they're behind. Oh, they could tell you, don't worry about it. No, not important. But the real threats, they're not going to tell you. They will never tell you. So how is it that this whole corona thing is just all out in the media? Oh, they're moving heaven and earth to get ahead of it. Oh, let's bring interest rates to negative, which is the next step, by the way. We went to zero today. Tomorrow, it's negative. Just so you know, I've been telling you that from day one. So they do that. Then they panic some more. Oh, we got to close schools. Oh, we got to close airports. Oh, we got to close the borders. Oh, we got to restrict travel from state to state. Oh, we got to restrict gatherings of 50 or more people. Oh, look how they're pulling out the stops. Pulling out all the stops. Remember now, this is the same mainstream media that told you not even 15 years ago that yeah, it's just a little snow. Just a little snow. It's not a big deal, not even an inch. And then we get hit with 3 feet. Y'all remember that? We got hit with 3 feet, man. It's not a big deal. According to our Doppler weather $1 billion system, it's just a little sprinkle, a little dusting. And then what do you know? We get hit with 3 feet. I don't know what happened. You see what I'm saying? So this is the world that we are presented with, and we need to do something about it. And I think the best thing, because people say we want solutions. Well, here's a solution for you. When you go to your voting poll in November, vote every incumbent out of office, every single last one of them. Vote every incumbent out of office and see what happens. Straight up. As a matter of fact, you really want to shake up the paradigm. You really want to shake it up. Don't vote for any Democrats or Republicans at all. Who said we can only have a two-party system? Who said that? Who said that a Democrat or Republican has to be elected for anything? They have failed us and failed this country. Forget all of them. Vote some independent or some other party. Do not even fool with a Democrat or Republican. Why should they have a monopoly on our legislation? I don't think so. I don't think so. No. They do not deserve the vote of the American people. And when they don't get their way, what do they say? Oh, Russia did it. Russia hacked our elections. This country has become one of the weakest countries I have ever heard of in my life. So let me get this straight. We can't protect our borders. We can't protect our cities. We can't protect our websites or our voting process. We can't protect our skies. We can't do anything. Oh man, you stretching it now, man. That's a stretch what you just said. Oh really? Man, U.S. is the #1 military and superpower in the world, greatest country in the world. No, I think that the America may used to have been the greatest country in the world, but I don't think that anymore. Well, then you should leave. No, it's not about me leaving or saying that I'm unpatriotic. I didn't say I was unpatriotic. I said that the current state of the country that is in right now is not representation of the people that it's supposed to represent. It's representing something else. That's what I'm saying. And what it's representing is not the people. So they need to be voted out of office. Every single last one of them. Every Republican, every Democrat, put someone else in the White House. Someone who is not a Republican, someone who is not a Democrat, and someone who does not have a bank or some institution behind them. Since when did it become okay for it to cost tens of millions or hundreds of millions of dollars just to run for president? So you telling me I can't just get out here and meet and greet people and they see that, here's what I stand for, here's what I like to do, and I can't just get in office? They can't just go and vote for me. I have to spend millions and millions of dollars. I have to raise millions of dollars. So now there's a pay gate to be president. So we're missing out on some amazing presidents or would-be presidents because they don't have tens of millions or hundreds of millions of dollars behind them. So I can't run for Congress or anything else or be elected if I don't have millions of dollars. Have you ever thought of this? Who in their right mind would raise tens of millions of dollars to run for an office that may only pay you $70,000, $80,000 a year? Or if you're president, what, $200,000 a year? So I'm going to spend millions to make 200,000 and then receive all the headaches and stuff that comes with that. That is absolutely ridiculous. Seriously. Have you ever thought about that before? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And the real answer to that question is because they leave office wealthier than when they came in. There's a reason they do this. There's a reason why they pass laws that exempt them from insider trading. Did you know that? It doesn't apply to them. It only applies to you and I. Every time they write a new law or legislation, they exempt themselves. That should tell you how toxic the legislation truly is, because they avoid it like the plague that it is. We need to wake up. Time is running out. If another Democrat or Republican gets in the office, I'm telling you, it's over. The Democratic and Republican is one organization. Behind closed doors, they agree on everything, but for the people and for the cameras, they appear to argue and to bicker. But they really don't. They are controlled opposition by the Fortune 500 companies and international wealth funds that control them. They do the bidding of those who get them in the office. It is too much power. And our government is too bureaucratic and fractured. You know, it wouldn't take much for our U.S. military to be turned on its own people and whoever leads it to take over the country, because that's pretty much what we have. Our military gets to do whatever they want. As a matter of fact, they get to, you know, divvy out the work to contractors now. And the contractors have more authority and are more above the law than our Navy, Air Force, or Army or Marines. And those are facts. They get to do whatever they want with impunity. They can kill a man with impunity and nothing happens. Nothing happens. In the state of Massachusetts, if a armed intruder comes into my house and shoots my wife or children, and I pull out my gun and shoot and kill him, and let's say I shoot him 5, 6, 7, 10 times, what's going to happen is when the smoke settles, I'm going to prison because I had a firearm and I protected my family. That's right. I will go to prison. I'll also go to prison because they say, look how many times you shot this person. This is suspicious. So you mean because a person came in my house and shot and killed my family and I was protecting my family, because I shot him one too many times to your liking, now I have to go to prison? Really? So you take away my right to protect my family and call it illegal, but it's okay for you to have armed guards that escort you to and from the state capitol every day. When you're called to Washington, do you not have Secret Service and the U.S. Capitol Police Force protecting you, and they're armed? So that's okay, but I can't do the same. Really? Don't you see how they've been taking away our rights? They're taking them away bit by bit by bit, little by little by little. Now, because the coronavirus is upon you, now we need to take the last shred of your rights and restrict your travel and your movement. You got to let us do this last part to you, because this is also very necessary now. We have to do this to you. This is absolutely ridiculous. This is the worst possible outcome for the American people right now, and it has nothing to do with the coronavirus. Like I said, folks, this is not a pandemic. You got a mortality rate of less than 2%. A real pandemic has a mortality rate of 98% or greater. If you catch it, you're dead. Pretty much. If you got it, you're dead. No hope. Straight up. That's a pandemic. Pandemic is when your relatives are dying, your friends are dying, your neighbors are dying, your coworkers are dying, all in front of you, all around you. That's a pandemic. Not when someone 6,000 miles away is dead. No, that's not a pandemic. It's not a pandemic. If this is truly a pandemic, it is the most lethal and slowest pandemic of all time. That means that this pandemic is not just a virus, but it's some type of intelligence because it has decided to move just slow enough to really irritate you, but it's not killing as many people as it really could. It just wants to kill enough just to torment you. And it says it's going to stick around for a long time, and it could reinfect you when if it decides to. It's just here to stay. It's just here to cause you problems. It ain't going nowhere. When's the last time you ever heard of a virus like that? So now you're trying to say that COVID-19 is self-aware. It can think. It can make tough decisions and choices. It can decide to multiply itself just enough so that this one person can make it, but so that everyone else can be afraid of getting it. And then it can say, okay, now on this person, I'm going to kill this one, though. I got to kill this one. Okay, then the next one, I'm going to kill him too, but then I'm going to chill out for like a week in this particular city that I'm in. And then all of a sudden, I'm going to just blaze up. And I'll probably kill like 100 people that week. So that's how this thing is moving now? Really? That's what this is? You see what I'm saying, people? You see what I'm saying? So we need to really ask some very difficult questions and speak truth to power. But I'm sorry, I'm getting older. I forget things. I forgot we can't do that because if you speak truth to power, they'll shut down your social media. If you speak truth to power, they'll call you an idiot. They will be rude and interrupt you multiple times during the interview, speak and talk and shout over top of you, and then for added measure, turn your mic off and then skip to commercial break. Yeah, that's how we do things now in this country. That's how they silence opposition in this country. And yet the people tolerate it. No one has stood up. See, when they took Alex Jones off of social media, everyone was clapping, saying, yeah, they got rid of that weirdo. They made fun of him for a lot of different reasons. Oh, they say he was this and that. Talked about his friendship with Charlie Sheen. They pointed out all these character flaws about this human being. But I have not seen one person successfully debunk any of his documentaries that he did. Not one. Not one. Oh, but they could talk about his personal life and his connections and relationships to different people and stuff like that, but they could not debunk one video. Not one documentary has been successfully debunked. Notice how they even took off the air and scrubbed off the internet Jesse Ventura's conspiracy theory program. To this date, there are still a couple of episodes that are missing and you will never find. And is it a coincidence, or how they say, a coinky dink, that the one guy that they interviewed was assassinated right afterwards? No one even blinked an eye or said anything about that. Oh, those conspiracy theorists. Really? This is crazy. The world that we have found ourselves, the world that we have woken up in the United States of America has lost its mind. We're doing things in this country that even without the coronavirus is enough to doom this country. Straight up. We need to wake up. Now, I need y'all to share this with as many people as you can. All right? Because we need to wake people up and encourage people. This is a critical time in this country. If we fail to do this, we will lose this country. I'm telling you, this will not be the country that you remember. You are going to wake up and you're going to think you are in some type of horror film because that's where they're going. All right. Now, I'm off my soapbox, but I got to hit you one more thing because my man JC's Freaks just brought something up and I was going to tell you about it the other day and then I totally forgot this FEMA camp thing. All right, let's talk about this. All right. So you've heard me say before that it takes time and preparation to carry out any type of military action. It takes time, it takes planning and precision to carry out, military actions. You don't just say, hey, one day, I am going to go over here and bomb this country. Why not? You guys, I want you to think about the things that we know and have known since 2008, starting with the financial crisis. Think about all the things you learned from that time until now. And then I want you to think about what we know has happened since then. Now, we thought that these things were going to happen between 2009 and 2011. We thought the lid was going to come off because we found that there was a U.S. patent for those coffee liners that were down there in Georgia. We found out, and it was exposed about the Denver airport thing. There was even I found diagrams and stuff. All that stuff has since been lost. I don't have that in my possession anymore, but I had stuff about that. Somebody wrote a book about the whole Sandy Hook thing, and then that was deleted off the web. I remember the whole Storm Sandy. That thing was blown right out of the water. They shut those people up. The whole thing with the Boston Marathon bombing. They silenced those individuals. A lot of different things that have happened since then, right? But one of the other things that happened was this whole FEMA camp thing. It was exposed that some type of secret legislation went on during this time period that I just gave you that authorized turning on these settlement camps and setting them up. And at the time, people was like, but it was true, right? Then just a few years ago, we saw that without a warning, out of nowhere, we woke up, we went to bed one evening, woke up the next day, and heard that Walmart had closed up teen dozen stores all over the place, right? First of all, since when have you known a retailer with the size and scope and success of Walmart closing even one Walmart? Oh, wait. When have you ever heard of Walmart closing a store, especially a super center store? The answer is never. Then all of a sudden, one day, we wake up and they made an announcement. They closed all these stores. They gave no warning to their workers, no notice, no nothing. Came to work, the store was shut down, lights turned off, things inside the store moved out. People even took live video showing where the stores were being turned into some type of like military thing. They took pictures of military vehicles and all types of stuff going on, and it looked like they were actually building a prison. Had a watchtower and barbed wire and all this. And this is Walmart's all over the country. right? All this stuff happening, right? Now, here's one you probably don't remember. All right. Around the same time, remember, we're from 2008 to 2011. Around this time, around the country, they were doing these secret military actions, and they called it what's the word I'm looking for? Um, when you're in town, you're in with residents, you're in with people. Those military exercises, urban warfare training, urban exercises. They didn't call the mayor, they didn't tell the governor, they didn't tell the city council, they didn't tell the local police, they didn't tell nobody. I will not ever forget it. People woke up hearing bombs and stuff going off, thinking the world was coming to an end, they were being invaded, and the police didn't know that the 911 dispatchers was overwhelmed. People calling, they said, yeah, we heard it too. We don't know what's going on. And then come to find out the U.S. military is doing urban training right in a populated city. Jade Helm, that's what it was called. Yes. That people forgot about that. Do you remember as a side part of Jade Helm? Urban Shield. Yep, I think the Urban Shield there was one that exercise they did, and they actually came here to the tri-state, the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area, and they were holding this type of mock thing where people were begging to be let in the FEMA camp, and they paid people, the crisis actors, to do this. They were running training to see and to gauge reaction on us. The people were begging to be let into the FEMA camp. And you would say, why? Why would people be begging to be let into a FEMA camp? Because there was some type of a virus that was released into the country and it was killing people. So people were panicking to get into the FEMA camps. I know most of you probably do not even know what I'm talking about. But yes, I remember seeing the news about that, and I remember seeing someone actually got live video footage. If I remember correctly, you guys can fact check me. I love the way you guys do that because I can't always remember stuff. Things just come up when I'm talking to you. But there was, I think Alex Jones sent one of his people down there to Baltimore, and they actually let him film it. He actually let him film that joint. Yeah, man. So now this is again 2008 to 2011. All right, that's when all this stuff is happening. Now all of a sudden, what do we have here? We have an actual pandemic, according to the World Health Organization and the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control. And I exposed to you last week that the Wuhan 400 was in a book that goes back to 1981. All right? I'm just saying. Think about it. What a coincidence, right? How convenient that all this stuff happened at the time that it is happening. So I didn't want to come on here and do that and have to say what I'm saying, but I knew that if I waited until tomorrow morning, full-blown panic would be happening. So I had to at least try to come on here and encourage as many as I could not to panic. That's what they want you to do. They want you to panic. Do not panic. Think clearly, use a clear head, and that's how we roll. That's what we do. Clear thinking, clear head, We come up with actions and we plan and we execute. All right? Plan, execute. That's what we do. That's even how we trade. We have a trading plan and then we execute. Does it always work? No, nothing always works. However, it works a lot. Now, here's the other part that's really messed up too. Because of the laws that we have passed in this country, they're trying to make it impossible to even just talk and have basic conversation with one another. I have to always say, whenever I talk about what I do, I gotta say there's risk and loss in trading futures and commodities and stocks and forex and cryptocurrencies. Past performance is not indicative of future results. These results are based on hypothetical situations, blah, blah, blah. All this nonsense. Instead of just rapping to you like people, we got to give all this other extra stuff and disclaimers and nonsense. That's why I keep all of my videos up on my channel. I don't take down my videos. Win, lose, or draw, all of my market commentary is on YouTube going back to when I first came on YouTube. All of my commentary, all of my market calls. When I called the top of silver, when everyone was saying I was an idiot for doing it, I was right. When I told everybody they need to seriously consider taking some profit off the table when Bitcoin hit 20,000, I was right. When I told you Bitcoin was going to go to 4,000, I lost all types of love when that happened. I'm never talking to you again. You are a true idiot. You don't know nothing about cryptocurrencies. Stick to equities and commodities. I was right. Am I saying I'm always right? Nope. Not at all. But I am saying that I do know a lot. I don't have to apologize for that. I've been around. I've been doing this for a long time. I've seen a lot. So I can talk about what I know, and that's what I do. All right? So that's how I roll. Shameless plug. If you haven't already done so, you need to check out my documentary here, still on YouTube, under my documentary playlist called There Is No Collapse. All right? And that will tell you everything you need to know. All right? You need to check it out because we go into this. We talk about stuff like this. And I go into depth that I don't have time to do here. So all I know is you got to keep a level head. Hey, what's up, Will? What up, peoples? Yeah, you sure did. You sure? I remember that. Will is one of my closest, dearest friends. He's been with me from the giddy up, from my very first trading room, going way back when it was chaotic, like a Yahoo message board from back in the day. And he's still rolling with me. And he's out there in China too, so he knows what's going on. All right, so folks, I'm gonna come to an end here with this. I just want to encourage you guys, seriously. Even if you don't go to PulseWaveTrading.com and sign up for the super dirt cheap $69 offering I got, I still got love for you. What I do is not for everybody. Everything is not for everybody. Even if medicine can cure you and heal you, it's still not for everybody because somebody's going to be allergic to it. I understand. It's not a problem. You're not hurting my feelings. But please do not panic. Take this time to learn what you can learn, do what you can do. Don't worry about what you cannot do. And see if you can be a help to someone else and get with, like-minded people. That's the best thing you can do. Because you know what? We don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. We really don't. This week could be the worst week in our lives. It could be the worst week we've ever seen. It could be just something just ungodly. We don't know. But you know what? I think it's going to all end up to a bunch of nothing, to be honest with you. And one day we're going to sit back and laugh at these times, and we're going to know for a fact who panicked and who didn't. We're going to know who the grown-ups were and who the little kids were. Because the grown-ups are going to be there when times are tough, not just when times are going great. See, where's all the Bitcoin millionaire people who was telling you to buy Bitcoin at 20,000? Where they at? They're gone. They done rolled out. They done left the building. They have no guidance for you. They have no wisdom for you. They left. They're not here with you no more. They're not walking with you. See what I'm saying? That is the difference. The men from the boys. This is a man's market right now. All right? Only those who know what they're talking about going to roll their sleeves up and they're going to walk you through the muck and the mire and say, this is how you do this. This is how you navigate these waters. No, you don't want to do that. You want to do this. No, you don't. You want to move like this. Don't move like that. That's the time for the real heroes to stand up and make a difference. Everyone that's listening to me right now, this is your time to be a hero and make a difference. Straight up. And you can really make a difference at that poll. When you go to that voting poll and you vote in November, I'm telling you, we can clean house. We can make history this year. This can be the year that we tell our grandkids and great-great-grandkids about. Hey, this is what I did. I did something about it. I was fed up. And I went to my voting poll and I didn't vote for no Democrat. I didn't vote for no Republican. I voted for an independent or whoever else. Straight up. You say you love America. You say you believe in the country. You believe in, well, then do something about it. Go to that voting poll and kick every Democrat and Republican out of the office. Every incumbent must go. Spring cleaning, they must go. I know it's fall when we vote, but it's spring cleaning. You got to go. You out. You had enough. You a career politician? That doesn't even exist. That's an oxymoron. How are you a career politician? I don't think so. You're out of here. You know, start small. Everyone who's been in Congress for 20 plus years, you are retired. Goodbye. Thank you for your service. Goodbye. Good riddance. You're out of here. Bye. Straight up. Straight up. That's how we roll. That's how we start cleaning house. I'm telling you, people, this is our last chance. I said it before. This is our last chance. Some of you don't remember this either, or maybe you never heard of it. But there was a word on the street back in 1994. It said that America was going to be a Muslim nation by the year 2020. Now, you take that for however you want to take it. This information came out back when it was exposed that we had Hezbollah and all these other, and Al Qaeda and all this stuff right here in America, and they were meeting. They weren't hiding. They had open meetings in New York City. You don't believe me? Google that. I'm sure you'll be able to find that. They ain't clean the internet up that much. Google that. Find out. You'll see what I'm talking about. That's what's up. Now I'm done. I'm off my soapbox. I'm off my rant. I want to show you something real quick before we go, because this is what you need to see. And for some of you, I want to just put this out here now. If you have a weak stomach, if you are afraid of your own shadow, I'm not talking about shadow people. I'm not talking about the man with the hat. I'm talking about if you are scared of your own shadow, if you are easily shook, if you are like Mobb Deep's song Shook Ones, then this may not be for you. You can feel free to excuse yourself. Thank you for, hanging in here with me as long as this has gone on. And do me a favor and hit that like button on the way out. For the rest of you who have stomachs of steel and you can take it, what I'm about to show you, you probably won't see too many places. But I got to show it to you because you need to know what you are up against. You are up against something powerful this week. Many people don't want to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it. The things that people don't want to talk about, I'm going to talk about. Things that people don't want to show you, I'm going to show you. Because like my mama used to say, rest in peace, mama. She used to say, I can show you better than I can tell you. So I'm going to show you something, and then I will let you decide everything else for yourself. I'm just going to lead you to something. I'm going to show you something like the great Fire Marshal Bill. Let me show you something. I'm going to show you something. All right. Open your eyes. Count to 3, and you can open your eyes. And you can take a look. All right. Just give us a second. We're almost there. We're almost there. And now it is time to look. I'm going to show you the most frightening things you have ever seen in your life. They're called algo charts. Algo charts can be very, very scary, very frightening to the uninitiated. However, if you put on your big boy pants and your big girl pants, you'll be able to set through it, and you'll be able to glean from it what it is telling you. This is what you are up against for this week. Remember in Friday's pre-market pulse scan, I warned you. I said these are the numbers that you need to watch for today. If this does not happen, then this other thing is going to happen. Y'all remember me saying that? This is a weekly chart that's coming up of your Bitcoin. All right, so you have now erased a year's worth of gains in your Bitcoin. I told you 4,000 was in play, right? I said that. I said 4,000 was coming. What happened, folks? 4,000 came. Okay? You are looking at total carnage of your Bitcoin. This was your support when you took off from the primary rally alerts back in 2019. This is where you are now in 2020. Like Barbara Walters used to say, here you are now in 2020. All right? This is what it looked like. Carnage came off another primary crash alert from this one here, came all the way down here, and look where you are. You've only bounced this much. That's it. You've only bounced right here. This is a scary chart, folks. I don't know any other way to say it. Your momentum is just super hyper extended beyond all major supports. You've blown by every major support. Every major support. Would you like to know where the market is going to go this week? Show of hands. Who would like to know where the market's going? This week, you will be lucky if you can get to 7,000. This week's resistance is at 7,000. 7,000. Then you put in a new leg down. The new leg down is threatening to take Bitcoin below 1,000. I am so sorry to tell you that. It is not with excitement or joy that I tell you that. Don't ask me why or how I know this. I'm only telling you what the algo charts are saying. I do not believe in my heart of hearts that it's going to go to zero. I just believe that for the time being, we are under heavy distribution. I do believe that heavy distribution will be followed by heavy, and I mean heavy, accumulation. Do you guys remember the old trading 101 rule that I gave you when you guys first started listening to me? Do you remember what I said? I said the powers that be, they have a tell, and their tell never changes. I said, you know what the powers that be want to do to a market based on the price action in said market. When they want to crash a market, what do? They bubble and balloon it up first, get it real fat and big, and then they bust the bubble with no emotion, no fear. They don't care. They bust it on you. That's step one. How do you know that they want to rally a market to the moon, make it so expensive that you'll never be able to afford to buy it? How do you know that that is the operation that they're doing? Because they crash a market. And I mean they grind it into the dirt. And once that happens, back up the truck, they're taking it to the moon. See, right now, they got everybody, including Peter Schiff, who I have mad love for and respect. Mad love, mad respect. But I disagree. I think he got caught up in this little trick that they do too. It's a trick. They tell you, see, they make everyone say, see, you suckers, you Bitcoin suckers, you idiots, you conspiracy theorists, you tinfoil hat dummies. You've been had, it's going to zero. That's what they want you to think. They're taking it down just enough. And once it hits its intraday price inflection point, it is going to go to the moon. It is going to make everyone who doubted and laughed at it look absolutely stupid, because it is going to go to a price level that it will never look and come down again. Ever. 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 So I want to warn you, do not get caught up in the hype that Bitcoin is going to be a penny. Even if they do take it to a penny. And you heard it here first. I don't take it if they do take it to a penny. It's not going to stay a penny. Remember, it started off as a penny, and look where it went. Show me a stock that started off at a penny and went to $20,000 a share. I'll wait. Oh, you can't. You don't. Oh, because it never happened. Okay. But the Bitcoin did. You have not seen the highs in Bitcoin. However, you may not have seen quite the lows yet either. So I want to encourage the Bitcoin people out there, don't get fooled by what you're seeing. Now, let's talk about another issue. Let's talk about gold. Now, I know a lot of people are getting hurt right now because they're saying, I don't understand. Peter Schiff said to buy gold. All these other people said buy gold, 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 gold. Right? Now, hear me in what I'm going to say to you. When we talk about precious metals, it is a different situation. When is the best time to buy precious metals? Show of hands, anybody? There's always a best time to buy precious metals. The best time to buy precious metals is today, every day, regardless of price. Always be stacking, right? Always be stacking. ABS, always be stacking. Doesn't matter. It's precious metals. It's gold. It's gold. It doesn't matter. But we're not talking about stacking right now. We're talking about trading. We're talking about markets. All right? We're talking about markets. Anything that is a market can be manipulated to a point. I don't like to tell you that, but it is the truth. Markets have always been manipulated to some point or controlled. They have to be by the very nature of them because you have people out there that would like to do little evil things to the market. All right. So this is it. All right. I got to tell you, your gold is being distributed heavily. Now, the reason that it's being given is because the margin calls this week were off the hook. People had to sell whatever they could to meet those margin calls. Once again, the elite has tipped their hand. They've shown you what they've been holding. We know they've been holding equities, hence the equity crisis, right? But what else were they holding? They were holding gold and they've been holding Bitcoin. I told you, I warned you years ago that the elites were buying Bitcoin and buying gold on the down low. No one believed me. Well, then how do you explain the distribution? Exactly. They had to get out of those positions to meet the margin calls. That's why you see Bitcoin crashing. That's why you see gold crashing with Bitcoin and the stock market. But just like Bitcoin, you know what's going to happen. The Fed just did something stupid for US citizens, but great for stackers. He just took the interest rates to zero, folks, threatening to take it negative. What does gold do when there's fear of inflation? To the moon, baby. To the moon. This gold may continue to fall. Could even go, it could go ridiculously low. But we know what's going to happen. We know exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to get one of these days here soon. I'm going to get a primary rally alert, just like I'm going to get on Bitcoin. And when I do, it will be time to back up the truck. You will see it. Remember, you heard it here first. Bitcoin and gold are going to be something you're going to wish you owned when they're both setting at $30,000 and $40,000 an ounce for gold per coin for Bitcoin. You heard it here first. The 20,000 high is not the high. That's going to be the old high. All right? It's coming, folks. So get ready for it. You heard it here first. I showed you first. Is real estate doing any better? No. All it did on Friday was go and fill this gap right here. That's it. This is the IYR, the ETF for real estate. We filled the gap, and that's it. That's all it's done. But because of how it moved, we got a primary rally alert. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get it. Want to know why? Because the Bitcoin and the gold reacting with the stock market. Now you got a lock limit down move in the Dow. This thing is going the opposite direction when it opens on Monday. You'll be lucky if it doesn't open south of Friday's low. Okay? Just saying. It's not looking good, people. This is what news markets look like. It decimates your chart. If you don't have algos to tell you what's really going on, your chart's going to look absolutely insane and ridiculous like this. You can't trade this. Just look at a chart. You can't trade it. How do you trade something crazy like this? You can't. You got to know what's happening. Here's your GLD, though. No hope. You got a bearish pointer now on your weekly chart. I don't care what happens tomorrow. You got to do something about this weekly bearish pointer. We ain't going nowhere until we rectify this bearish pointer on this gold. All right, still bearish on the weekly chart. GDXJ, still bearish on the weekly chart. Bearish pointer. We're going nowhere but down. Momentum is pointing down. I'm sorry to have to tell you that. Here's your euro yen. Euro yen has been absolutely bananas. It doesn't know what it wants to do. It crashes, then it rallies, then it crashes, then it rallies. Right now, it's trying to get to the bottom of the Kumo cloud here on your euro yen. 121 is in play right now. But as we speak, I just told you we fell through the floor and now we're down here. We're down here already in the euro yen. All right, crashing. All because of the fear and the panic. Fear and panic changes a market. Market could be rallying on 1 minute and then crashing the next because of the fear and the panic. Here is your Ethereum. Same sort of a situation. As you can see, we're negative. Still negative. Can we put in a floor this week? It's looking like we might. We may on the weekly chart. We'll see what happens tonight into tomorrow. Here is your Dow futures. We already know where this is going. Have a primary rally alert from Friday on the weekly, but on the daily, we are down here. We're crashing, threatening to collapse again and have another Black Monday. This is where we are right now. All right. I'm showing you weekly charts, people. This is what this is. You need to see these. Look at this. We close at the low on Friday, the weekly low on Friday on silver. That's what we did. Not looking very good at all. Still got locked in bearish momentum on the weekly chart. Where is the love? There is no love. Here's bonds. Bonds has a ticking time bomb. That means we're not in a locked in trend. We're not bearish. We're not bullish. We're in no man's land where the market is gearing up, though, for an explosive move. And guess what, folks? Guess what? We got it. Bonds right now are at 182. This is where we were. Now the TLT is way up here. See what I'm saying? This is what happens when you have a news-driven market. It just makes everything panic and go a whole nother way. Here's SLV for the ETF, for those of you that do the ETFs. Here we go. Way down here. You can see the bearishness is locked in. You got this gap back here. Who knows when we're going to go and fill it? There's no floor yet. There is no floor. Dead cat bounces is not a floor. Here's your crude oil. All right. Your crude oil is sitting down here right now. It's right down here and ready to put in another low. This was a primary rally alert. It failed here. It failed. We got a primary crash alert. The market reversed. Now we got another primary rally alert. Is it going to be able to get up there? Even though this is a bullish pointer, is it going to be able to get back up? Or is it just saying, you know what, I've given up. I'm going back down again. You're still locked into the bearish pattern right now. As of right now, you're still locked into the bearish pattern. And you have a bearish pointer right here. This thing is going nowhere until this pointer is dealt with. I know we have this gap here, but this pointer is way more powerful than this gap because it's pointing lower. We're going to go south of $25 a barrel, not because I say so, it's because the price action is saying so. All right, I'm giving you the real. That's why I'm whipping out the charts. Here it is right here. Here's another one. Here is the NASDAQ 100 futures. We got a primary rally alert on Friday. Now, all things being equal, we should be going up. We should be going up. We can't go up because look what the Fed did. The markets probably would have tried to go up, but look what the Fed did. It said, I'm panicking, I'm throwing my hand in. Now, instead of the market being here where it closed, it's already down 400 points from there. We close at 79. We're at 75.41. We're down here now. Thanks a lot, Fed. That's where you are. See what I'm saying? We're in a news panic driven cycle. This is a panic market cycle. Look at your Litecoin, same thing. Can't move, can't really budge. Can't do what it needs to do because of the news. The news is spooking everyone and breaking things. It's breaking everything right now. And that's what we are. Okay. So now I want to tell you guys one thing. The $69 introductory package that we have, it includes some forex in there and some cryptos for you as well. Okay, for you to get started with. We trade everything. We trade forex, we trade cryptocurrencies, we trade futures, we trade stocks, we trade options on stocks, options on futures. We do it all, and you're going to need that navigational support because the world that we're in right now is crazy, and it's only going to get worse until all this stuff blows over. But you still need to make money and be in these markets. We got to make money in these markets. So let me show you what we are right now at this time. I'm East Coast. It's a quarter to 10 p.m. at night. Let's take a look at where we are right now. As of right now, here's what we are. We're lock limit down. Here's your Dow. Remember the numbers I gave you earlier? This is all that is right here. Just from looking at this right now, just for looking at where we are right now, we almost have bearish two-bar Charlie setups on the stock indexes. We don't have the technical bearish two-bar Charlie setup, but we practically do. Bitcoin futures composite does have a bearish two-bar Charlie setup for Sunday night into tomorrow. Natural gas does have a bearish two-bar Charlie setup for Sunday night into Monday. All right. Crude oil does not, and the long bond does not, the gold does not, silver does not, US dollar index almost, but it does not. The euro yen almost, but it doesn't. The euro almost, but nope. Nothing in the pound sterling or the Aussie dollar. Nothing in the beans, and nothing in corn, but almost. So as you can see it, folks, this is where we are. Doesn't mean you panic, though. It does not mean you panic. It just means that you keep a calm, cool head on your shoulders and approach and work that plan. All right, just work the plan. All right, and you're going to want to be back here tomorrow morning. I'm going to have to do another. I'm going to have to do an actual pre-market post scan tomorrow because I'm going to need to see what's going on in the overnight, if any more news has come out, whatever. So you do want to be back here for the pre-market post scan for tomorrow. I believe I did show Ethereum. I think I did show that. But nevertheless, I'm going to do some stuff in the AM anyway. So I'll have some more stuff for y'all tomorrow morning if we have anything. But it's looking interesting. I have to admit, it's looking interesting. But this is what we like to see. As traders, we like volatility. We don't like crazy, but we like volatility. So if we can get some volatility, we'll take it. All right. So I want to leave you guys with just one thought. Do not take at face value what you're getting in the mainstream media. Remember, they have an agenda, and their marching orders come from the U.S. government. It comes from the White House. It comes from the Pentagon and wherever else. I'm going to be live tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. All right, and I will put it up when I finish this broadcast. I will go ahead and put it up so you can set a reminder for yourself. You'll see it on the YouTube channel. Okay. With that being said, folks, don't forget tomorrow morning, and like I said, go to PulseWaveTrading.com, get that 6-pack so that when you sit down with us tomorrow, you'll have the paperwork in your hand too. You'll know what it is we're doing and how it is we're going to go about doing it. And you'll be in a better position as well to follow along with us. And the rest of you, I will see in the trading room tomorrow. And to everybody else, remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. What that means is take what you can and by way of profit in the market, give nothing back, meaning do not turn profitable winning trades into losing trades. And the best way to do that is we use stop losses, and we use a method called POP, P-O-P. Okay, we protect our profits, and we know how to manage our positions in a certain way that you're not going to learn nowhere else but through the POP method. All right, and with that said, folks, get some rest, enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll see y'all back here for pre-market post scan. Oh, and by the way, I saw you, Dan, in the room, man. I saw you in the live chat. Thanks, man. That's one of my younger brothers, Dan. I appreciate you, Dan. Peace to you and your lovely wife and daughters, I should say. Peace.